Hi, this is Dana, and I'll be talking in this video. I'll be giving you an example, concrete example of how identity and rights can be stolen. Um, First of all, I apologize. I usually I'm very systematic and very methodical. I have a very clear logic of the sequence of my work. But in my spiritual work, I follow guidance. So God decides what topic I approach, when to approach it, and it's been proven to me over and over again that it's always due to a plan that God has. There's always somebody that has to hear that thing at that time, so it does have a logic, although from planning organizational system is not necessarily the one that I would take. So now I'm gonna take a break from the previous videos, and I will talk about an example of how identity and rights can be stolen. And I'll give you my example, an example which has been revealed to me today. um, and it's an example of a mistake I've made. So this clearly, I hope, will help others to avoid making mistakes. I've been guided since December 2018 to do YouTube videos. Um, and all the time I kept postponing. I told God, I want to do this if you guide me to, but unfortunately, I'm under such tremendous attacks that these are not the conditions to do videos. I cannot appear in my videos because of them using my image to do attacks on me and those who watch my video, creating strings between my audience and myself, and then using one against the other and so on. So these are not conditions under which I should do videos. Of course, this was 3D logic, my logic of planning. Um, and I kept postponing this. I said I will write on Facebook because it's much easier to print something and put it there, even during attacks, than to appear or to talk on video about it. And I did so. For years, I did prophetic writing on my Facebook page, and God has been constantly showing me, they are attacking you through your audience. All these attacks you receive are through the people who look at your page, and they've been doing witchcraft and altar energy attacks on your page, and it's harming you. And I said, well, there's nothing I can do. I cannot stop that. I keep saying the same things, reversing everything, sending back to its sender, but then there's not much I can do. From time to time, God would show me, go do YouTube. And he kept saying, your voice has a more powerful imprint of your energy than something that you write. Go do YouTube. And every time I kept saying the same thing, this is not the proper time. These are not conditions under which to do a video. So I will wait until you make justice for me. So I will start to make videos. Well, that was a wrong decision I made, obviously, to keep postponing doing YouTube. And this has been shown to me today after I've done almost 20 videos. I started doing YouTube a few days ago, 2 weeks ago, something like this, or a week ago, because God consistently guided me to do it. So I said, okay, fine. I was hoping to move out of this house in a different location, to relocate in a different country if possible, in better conditions, because here I'm absolutely surrounded by them. All my neighbors are part of this gang stalking, and the attacks are done by technology is too strong. And it's not, I don't have conditions here to do a proper video. But since we're at the end of the year and you still didn't give me the relocation opportunity, then I will do videos now, and we're done with this, and this is it. I will do it as I can, and we'll see what comes out of it. And you see, that was a wrong decision on my side. I should have listened to God from the beginning, because as I've done these videos, God just showed me now that my next door neighbor, essentially what she did, she, in agreement with those who do bondages and attacks on me, since they were bothered by me doing prophetic writing and spiritual work with God, they thought of how to block me, so I will not get through my messages. So what they did, they created a stolen identity. She stole my identity essentially, in such a way so anybody that gets in touch with my writings or with my work would think that it's her who does this. And she would sign, God shows she did sign in my name agreements with some people. I made no agreements. I do all my work with God. I only printed on Facebook and now I publish on YouTube. I had no revenue, absolutely no revenue, and no agreement, and not even an offer of revenue from my work. So there was no negotiation whatsoever because I never received any kind of proposals. But God shows me proposals were made, and she spoke in my name as she stole my identity. Since it was just something written on Facebook, nobody bothered to check that it's not her who does that work, but it's me. And they diverted my work. I have no clue to whom exactly they sold it, and what kind of rights they gave to those people with my work. What are they doing with it? The fact is, it is my work, and they stole my identity. And by stealing my identity, first of all, they signed contracts on my work. They made money of my work. They refused proposals with some individuals on my work. And also, they used, of course, that stolen identity to make attacks at me, since stolen identity essentially means that this woman, which is my neighbor, has a very strong cord connected to me. So she would appear to others that it's me. And she is constantly in my energy. She constantly sends attacks to me and to my household, which also means to my dogs, because I have a few dogs. And they are affected by this as well as I am as well. Um, so it created a whole nightmare situation for me, extremely powerful, very harmful, energetically speaking, for me. Because she works with darkness, so connecting herself to me, she sends to me that darkness in order to lower my vibration, to cover me in darkness. So whoever looks in my direction as author of that work would only see her, and she would appear as being the author of my work. Obviously, I assume responsibility for this because God did tell me for a very long time to do YouTube. My ego, obviously, um, was in the way, and I kept wanting to wait for the proper conditions to do professional videos, and to be a little bit in a better situation with not so many attacks at me constantly, which makes it difficult for me to speak, to think, to present some ideas, to so on. This is also why I chose the written form on Facebook, because it's much easier to correct something you wrote than a video which you uphold, which you upload on the website, and that's it. You cannot change it anymore, right? So my ego, in trying to do a better job in my work, and so on, for made me postpone this YouTube. God showed me that that was a mistake, because um, by speaking, she cannot reproduce my voice. She can use something that I write and I publish somewhere, because nobody can know who published it, but she cannot reproduce my voice. So by the energy signature imprint on my voice, that made the difference. So she could be exposed that she is a fraud, and I am the author of my work. So I gave you this example, and I'm being very honest, and I'm showing you a mistake I made. It's not the first I made, but I'm showing you a mistake I made, which obviously cost me a lot. Um, and in many ways, not only in material money wise, but also in terms of energy attacks that were conducted at me. And who knows exactly what's the extent of this, and what exactly they have done with my work. Who knows how they transformed it, and who knows in which way they influenced other people. I hope they didn't say something wrong to misguide other people. The fact of the matter and bottom line is they did steal my identity in order to be able to steal my work, and they did so with two purposes. One was to cover me and to prevent me, to block me from actually evolving with my work and building my own business out of spiritual guidance which I provide, but also so they can make money out of my work. So this is one example, and which I hope will teach you a lesson, so you will not repeat the mistake I made and actually do follow God's guidance, even if it's something that makes you uncomfortable, because always there is a reason. This has been proven to me constantly, and usually, I must say, I usually in most situations I follow God's guidance. It's just that in this particular circumstance, I just didn't feel comfortable with making videos. I still don't feel like I have the proper conditions and I don't feel comfortable with it. It's just that I decided to do it because it's been too long since God has been guiding me to do this. And I figured, if you insist for so many years, then there must be a reason. And as it shows today, God showed me what was the reason. And it just shows that it was very legitimate reason why God guided me to do videos, no matter what are the conditions, no matter what is the quality of the videos. It had a purpose for the people that He wants to reach through my videos, but also it had a purpose for my own spiritual fighting, because I could have been avoiding all of this years ago if I would have listened to God's guidance to do video instead of just writing about it. I hope this helps you, and I hope that you will follow God's guidance and uncover all the attacks done at you much earlier than I did in this case, to break the bondage they created. I also claim justice, judgment, and punishment on each and every individual that has been involved in this fraud, stealing my identity and stealing my work.